basic propulsion system. So, although yung propulsion system, di ba, more on nadadaanan na natin kasi puro computation tayo ng mga una. Um, Hindi ko siya agad dinascuss kasi medyo madaming types yung propulsion system. So, ang pinagpo-focusan naman lang natin kapag nagko-compute tayo is difference kapag jet engine and then propeller-driven engine. Pero now, we'll discuss yung different types of propulsion system. So, let's begin sa foundation ng aerospace engineering. Basically, the propulsion. So, propulsion is, before pala, ito yung learning objective natin. After this lecture, you will define the propulsion, you will be able to define the propulsion system and its role in motion, thrust generation using Newton's third law, and types of propulsion system. Basic, wait lang, hindi ko nakikita. Basic propulsion process, main components of propulsion systems, and factors affecting propulsion performance. So, for the introduction to propulsion, so let's begin sa foundation ng aerospace engineering, propulsion nga. So, propulsion is the fundamental concept na nagbibigay ng daan sa paggalaw ng not only aircraft but also missiles and mga spacecraft. So, meaning, propulsion talaga yung um, core technology that enables motion. So, the word propulsion comes from Latin word pro, which means forward, and feather means to push. So basically, it means to push or to drive forward. Therefore, propulsion, yun nga, means to push or to drive something forward. So in aerospace system, propulsion refers to any system that produce thrust, which is the force now responsible to move uh, to forward motion. So take note na without propulsion, yung drag will continuously slow the aircraft while yung gravity is pinupull ito downward. So hindi masusustain yung take off, flight, and cruise kapag walang propulsion. This means propulsion is not just important, it is essential para mag-exist yung mismong flight. Ako po? So, propulsion system is defined as the machine that converts yung energy into useful propulsive force called thrust. So, paano niya nagagawa yon? So, by accelerating yung working fluid, which can be air-breathing engines. So, also yung exhaust gases in jet engines or combustion products in rockets, which we'll discuss later din sa different propulsion systems. So, yung process is nagpo-follow ng clear energy conversion chain, which is yung chemical energy from fuel, which is nagiging thermal energy during combustion, then nako-convert siya into kinetic energy as yung gases is nag-accelerate, and then finally into thrust. So, the main purpose is para makakreate ng momentum change sa airflow para maka-generate ng forward motion. So, because of that, yung propulsion system is directly nagdedetermine ng aircraft performance and also ng speed capability and fuel efficiency and mission range. So, basically, in engineering terms, propulsion is the key driver sa overall aircraft capability. Okay, so here nakalagay lang naman dito sa slide na to yung energy conversion process na dinascuss ko, which is yung from chemical energy nga, to thermal energy and then kinetic energy saka siya magiging thrust. So for the fundamental principle of propulsion, so yung lahat ng propulsion system is nagbe-based lang sa isang momentum principle, which is the momentum change. So thrust is generated kapag yung mass ng fluid is accelerated backward. And ang key idea here is that um, the greater the momentum change, the greater the thrust produced also. So yung principle, nag-apply siya sa lahat ng propulsion type, including yung mga jet engine, propellers, and rockets, which we'll discuss later na. So the main difference between doon sa mga system na yun is naglalay on how the fluid is accelerated and how much mass flow is processed. So you can think of propulsion as controlling two things. So first is how much mass you move and how fast you accelerate it. So yun yung nagbabalance and yun yung balance na nagde-define ng performance ng kahit anong propulsion system. So, okay. So for the Newton's third law of motion, so yung governing law behind the propulsion is the Newton's third law of motion. So ini-state ng third law of motion that for every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. So sa propulsion system, ibig sabihin niya, kapag yung engine is nagpo-push ng air or gas backward, yung reaction is yung force is nagpo-push ng engine forward. And then with that, nagpo-produce ng thrust ng isang aircraft. So, for important clarification lang, yung aircraft, it does not push itself forward directly. So, instead, nag-move forward siya because of the reaction force generated by accelerating mass backward. So, nag-apply siya sa lahat ng systems, which is nga yung jet engine. Sa jet engine, nag-expel ng exhaust gases. Sa propellers naman, nag-accelerate ng airflow. And then sa rocket is nag-eject ng combustion gases. So, always remember that yung core idea is yung forward motion is direct result of yung backward momentum. So for the role of thrust in flight mechanics. So sa flight mechanics, yung aircraft is subjected to four main forces, which is na-encounter na natin sa lahat ng formula na ginagamit natin or sa mga problem, laging siyang kinoconsider. So, yung four forces, yung lift, weight, drag, and thrust. So, dito, yung role ng thrust is para ma-overcome yung drag. And also, ma-maintain yung cruise flight and ma-enable yung climb and acceleration. So, yung balance between sa thrust and drag, yun yung nagdedetermine ng motion. So, kapag equal yung thrust sa drag, yung aircraft is nagme-maintain ng steady flight. Here, makikita nyo. And then, if thrust is greater than the drag, yung aircraft is mag-accelerate or mag-climb. So, if thrust is less than drag naman, yung aircraft naman is mag-slow down or mag-decelerate. So, in practical terms, yung thrust, siya yung nag-act as the primary control of motion, which makes it critical parameter for flight performance. As you can see naman sa ating mga formula, laging ginagamit yung thrust. Sa lahat ng formula, may thrust na kinoconsider. So, for the thrust requirement in flight vehicles, so yung different types of flight vehicles, nagre-require siya ng different levels of thrust na depende naman sa mission profile nila. So, yung basic rule is that yung thrust must be equal to or greater than the drag para ma-maintain yung steady flight. And greater than drag for acceleration or climbing naman, which is um, ma mako-conclude naman natin with the force balance kanina na na-discuss ko. So, yung excess thrust is important naman during takeoff, climb, and maneuvering. So, for rockets naman, the requirement is even more extreme kasi kailangan sa rocket ma-overcome yung entire weight during launch, 'di ba? So meaning, kailangan mag-generate ng sobrang taas na thrust which is dapat continuously yung pag-generate ng thrust. So yung highlights na yun, yung sinabi ko na yun, that highlights yung kung paano yung propulsion requirements is nag-iiba-iba depending sa type of vehicle and also yung mission syempre. So for the main components of jet propulsion system, we have five. Yung components ng mga propulsion system is iba-iba syempre, depende sa um, propulsion system. Pero this is just the main components for the jet propulsion system. So, consist siya ng several main components working on a continuous cycle. So, yung air intake or inlet, siya yung nagka-capture direct and nagda-direct ng airflow to the engine habang minimize yung turbulence. And then the next is yung compressor natin. Siya naman yung nag increase ng pressure and also temperature and density ng air. So, piniprepare ng compressor yung air for efficient combustion. And then, next is sa combustion chamber. Sa combustion chamber naman is dito na ini-inject yung fuel and then binaburn. So, releasing chemical energy as heat and producing high pressure gases. So sa turbine naman, ito yung nag-extract ng energy from these gases to drive the compressor and yung fan to sustain the energy or engine operation. Finally, yung nozzle, it converts last is the nozzle. It converts this energy or yung energy to high-speed exhaust jet, which is yung nagpo-produce ng thrust. So, yung entire process, nagpo-follow siya ng continuous flow. So, for first is the air intake, the compression, combustion, turbine, and then nozzle. So, continuous thrust cycle yan. So, kumbaga para siyang kung sa wind tunnel, may mga main components which is naiiba-iba din sa different types of wind tunnels. Dito rin sa ating propulsion system, naiiba-iba din siya. Yung pagkakasunod-sunod and um, yung components na iba-iba, nagiging mas complicated or mas madaming. For example, dalawa yung compressor, may high compressor and may low pressure compressor sa baba. So, ganun. Which is makikita nyo kasi may mga pictures dito depende sa propulsion system. So, yun nga, for the classification of propulsion systems, we have six, which is the piston propeller, turbojet, turbofan, turboshaft, turboprop, and rocket. So, sa lahat ng system, kinoconvert yung fuel energy into thrust. So, ito yung examples of different propulsion system used for flight vehicles. So, although iba-iba sila ng design and operations, lahat ng systems na yan is nagsishare ng same goal, syempre. So, it is to convert fuel energy into thrust para mag-produce ng motion. So, understanding these categories helps us in selecting the appropriate engine for a given application. So, for example nga, in comparison nga ulit sa wind tunnel, kaya ko nako-compare sa wind tunnel is nag-handle din ako ng computational fluid dynamics. So, um, iba-iba yung ginagamit depende sa application. Although, yung isang propulsion system is fit doon sa need nyo, pero iba-iba pa rin ang gagamitan for different mission and application. So, yun nga, iba-iba nga. It depends sa mission. So, for the mission dependency of propulsion, so, yung selection ng propulsion system natin is nagde-depend sa mission requirements such as yung speed, Mach number, and altitude. So, for example, yung ating propeller and turboprop, it is the best for low speed operations. And then yung turbofan engines naman, it is used in commercial airliners for their efficiency and low noise. And then yung turbojet naman is best for high speed and supersonic flights. And then yung rockets, syempre for the space, kasi nagre-require siya ng space mission wherein walang atmospheric air. So, dito makikita natin that there is no single best propulsion system kasi each propulsion system is optimized for specific mission. So, for our first type, so yung piston propeller, ito yung basic um, illustration lang ng ating piston propeller system. Para syempre, iba-iba pa rin siya. Kasi minsan mas complicated. Pero ito lang yung para may idea kayo. Makikita niyo here, this is the engine, this is the propeller, and then this is the cowling. So, sa ating piston propeller system, it uses an internal combustion engine to drive a propeller via crankshaft. So, nagpo-produce ito ng thrust by moving a large mass of air at a relatively low velocity. So, itong system na to is very simple. This is also very cost effective and highly efficient sa low speeds, kagaya nga ng sabi ko kanina. So, it is suitable for small aircraft. However, yung performance niya is nagde-decrease significantly at higher speeds kasi nga it's best for low speeds. So, nalilimit yung application niya sa high speed performance. So, next is ang ating next is the turboprop engine. So, yung turboprop engine natin is kinocombine niya yung gas turbine with propeller, kung saan yung most of the thrust, around 80 to 90% from percent is generated by the propeller. So, itong design na to, um, it makes it highly fuel efficient and capable of strong takeoff performance. However, since nagre-rely siya sa propeller, hindi siya suitable for very high speed flight. So, nalilimit yung use natin for regional and low speed operation. So, hindi na ako makapagtawag para um, magpa-explain kasi nagamit yung 1 hour natin kahapon. Supposedly, parang magpapa-explain ko sa inyo para meron tayong interaction. Pero, baka kasi kulangan tayo sa oras and alam ko kapag ganitong oras may kasunod kayong subject. So, next time na lang. Pero after this, magpo-post ako ng activity kasi para ma-differentiate niya yung different types of propulsion system para makita ko rin if naintindihan niyo ba kasi in-explain ko naman kung saan ba best itong propulsion system na to. Yan, para makita ko if naintindihan niyo. So next is the turbojet engine. So it is pure jet propulsion system kung saan yung air is compressed and then mixed with fuel, burned, and then expelled at high velocity para mag-produce ng thrust. So it performs very well at high and supersonic speed kasi yung exhaust velocity niya is also mataas. However, meron siyang high fuel consumption and it's very inefficient sa low speed kasi kumbaga parang nasasayang yung fuel kasi nga high yung fuel consumption niya. So, because of that, it is less commonly used sa ating mga modern commercial aircraft. Next is, also, ito yung mga, ano natin ha, nilagay ko yung mga illustration para alam niyo kung ito ba yung ito yung hitsura ng compressor, ito yung hitsura ng combustion chamber, and then turbine, and then yung shaft, and then nozzle. Although iba-iba siya, kagaya nito. Saan ba yun? Yung yan. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Yung may high pressure shaft and may low pressure shaft. So, yan. Naiiba-iba siya. Depende sa mga propulsion system. So, yan. So, sa turbofan yan. So, dito sa turbofan, it uses a large front fan which is nag-split ng airflow into core flow and bypass flow. So, um, with most thrust coming from the bypass air, and then yung bypass ratio is defined by hindi ko nalagay yung ating formula, pero hindi naman natin yun gagamitin. Basta may formula na hindi naman natin gagamitin. So, um, so basically, yung high bypass ratio, it means higher yung efficiency and lower yung noise. That's why yung turbofan engines are widely used in commercial aviation. So, nagpo-provide sila ng balance between thrust and fuel efficiency. So, wala na here, hindi ko na nilagay, pero just to explain ko lang yung difference ng turboprop and then turbofan. So, yung turboprop and turbofan, they both rely on moving large amounts of air efficiently, pero nagdi-differ sila sa applications. So, yung mga turboprops, gumagamit sila ng propellers, and they are more they are more efficient sa low speeds. While yung turbofans naman, kino-combine nga yung fan and then jet propulsion para ma-achieve yung better efficiency at medium to high speeds. So parehas na system, they highlight importance of mass flow in achieving efficient propulsion. Yun lang, nag-iiba lang sila na kasi yung turboprops is best for low speeds, and yun nga, gumagamit sila ng propellers, and then yung turbofans natin is kina-combine yung fan and jet propulsion, and it's best for high speeds. So, for the turboshaft, it is designed para mag-produce ng shaft power rather than direct thrust, making it suitable for applications like helicopters, tanks, and ships. So instead of producing high-speed exhaust jet, yung engine's output is ginagamit para mag-drive ng mechanical system such as yung mga rotors. So dito madidistinguish yung turboshaft engine to other jet engines na primarily nag-generate ng thrust. So, yan, tandaan niyo lang rin yung mga components ng different engines, different propulsion system. So, hindi ko na nilagay here, pero meron kasing afterburner system. So, explain ko lang. So, sa afterburner system, ini-inject yung additional fuel to exhaust exhaust stream, which is nagre-result in significant increase sa thrust. So, nagpo-provide siya ng powerful boost in performance, especially for military aircraft. However, it comes at a cost of extremely high fuel consumption, which is kaya yung mga afterburners are typically used for short durations lang. So, next is yung ramjet. Hindi ko din nilagay dito. Pero tandaan nyo na lang. So, ramjet has no moving parts and relies on the forward motion of aircraft para makompress yung incoming air. So it makes it simple and efficient at supersonic speed. However, hindi niya kaya mag-operate at low speeds from awe or from rest. So meaning, nagre-require siya ng initial velocity bago pa siya mag-function. Okay, so moving on to the last um, rocket basic propulsion system classification. So the rocket engine. So, kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, rocket engine is non-air breathing propulsion system which is nag-carry ng both fuel and oxidizer. So, ina-allow nito na mag-operate yung isang engine or isang spacecraft sa space kasi nga walang atmospheric air doon. So, dito, nagpo-produce siya ng very high thrust, which is dapat na continuous. Pero typically, it operates for short durations due to fuel limitations. So, it's the best lang talaga for space missions and high thrust applications. So, nilagay ko lang din here yung different propellant. Meron tayong liquid propellant and then solid propellant. So, for the um, sa amin, nung nag-rocket, jet and rocket kami, gumawa kami ng rocket, which is ang gamit namin, solid propellant. So, ito lang yung mga components for the liquid propellant and then the solid propellant. So, medyo, ito naman kasi yung mga components. Ganyan yung pagkakasunod-sunod niya lagi, dapat. Pero, syempre, nagva-vary siya. Depende pa rin sa design ng inyong spacecraft or yung aircraft kung kagaya mo dun sa mga kanina na propulsion system, yung mga sa mga iba't ibang engine. So, yan. Ganito din yung ang ginawa kasi namin is solid yung propellant namin. So, ganyan. So, combustion chamber, and then yung spark, and then yung solid fuel and oxidizer, and then yung payload namin sa taas. So, yun lang mga. So, for the efficiency versus trust trade-off, can someone explain based din sa discussion natin? Um, last 3 slides na lang tayo. Can someone explain based sa discussion natin yung efficiency versus trust trade-off na sa propulsion system? Hello, magtatawag na lang ako since may time pa naman tayo. Yun kasi yung problem ko kanina, baka pag nagtawag ako, baka makain yung oras, hindi tayo matapos sa discussion. So, Charles Barong, nandito ka ba? Can you explain the efficiency versus the trust trade-off based din sa ating mga propulsion system na diniscuss? Charles Barong, nandito ka ba or pumasok ka lang? Hello? Okay, sige. Aliyah Margaret Lopez, nandito ka ba? Can you explain the efficiency versus the trust trade-off? Parang wala na ata akong estudyante. Nandito pa ba kayo? Arabella Atienza, are you here? Can you explain?
Hello po. Am I audible po?
Yes po.
Ang efficiency versus trust trade-off po is about balancing how much force an engine produces versus how it effectively uses energy po. Parang idea po dito is if magpupush po tayo ng maximum thrust, parang magsasacrifice po tayo ng fuel efficiency. Then if magma-maximum efficiency po tayo, mas magkakaroon po tayo ng lower thrust. Kaya po, ginagawa po yung pagbabalance depende po sa magiging purpose po ng aircraft.
Okay, thank you. Arabella at Chansangan.
Yes po.
Okay, so tama. So basically, sa propulsion system, laging magkakaroon ng trade-off. Even before natin diniscuss yung etong mga different propulsion systems, makikita na natin dun sa mga formula na ginagamit natin na um, nakaka-affect yung pag tinaas yung thrust, babagal yung bababa yung ibang parameters. So, just to apply sa ating propulsion system na diniscuss. So, sa propulsion system, laging may trade-off between efficiency and thrust. So, for the high efficiency systems, kagaya ng mga turbofans and turboprops natin, which moves a large mass of air at lower velocities, while yung high thrust systems natin, kagaya naman ng turbojets and rocket, is nag-accelerate ng smaller mass at high air velocities. So itong trade-off na to, it means na no single propulsion system is perfect for all applications. So basically, dapat pipili ka lang either for mas high yung efficiency or mas high yung thrust based sa mission requirements. So kagaya nga ng sa rocket, very high yung thrust niya pero mababa yung efficiency niya. So moving on, yun lang naman. Yung explanation na yun naman, hindi naman siya, kahit hindi pa natin na-discuss yung mga specific classifications or yung mga basic specific components, makikita na natin yan way before dun sa ating mga formula na and mga problem na sinasagutan. If talagang maintindihan nyo. Kasi it is important na hindi nyo lang sa uli yung formula, kundi naiintindihan nyo kung paano nakaka-affect yung different parameters sa ating formula. Kasi, or sa ating problem. Kasi, syempre, pag sa ulo mo lang yung formula, mamaya hinahanap yung velocity, hindi mo alam, or yung altitude, hindi mo alam pa negative na, hindi mo na maintindihan kung bakit nag-negative, so bakit pababa na yun. So, yan. Yun lang naman. It is important na hindi nyo lang sa ulo yung formula, but also naiintindihan niyo yung problem. Kasi pag nag-check ako ng mga activities nyo, see it works, and also yung exam, nakikita ko naman yung alam talaga or nagtatry na i-interpret yung formula, not only ilagay yung specific formula, also din sa mga concept natin, diba, sa mga multiple choice natin. Nakikita ko rin yung iba, sinusulat yung formula and then doon nagbe-base ng sagot dun sa concept natin. So, yeah. Nakikita ko yun. Next is for the aircraft performance dependency. So kagaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, yung aircraft performance nagde-depend siya sa key factors such as yung thrust, fuel consumptions, and efficiency. So kapag in-increase yung thrust, mag-i-improve yung acceleration and climb capability. While yung pag-higher naman yung efficiency, it results sa longer range and better fuel economy. So, makikita natin dito na yung propulsion system, its design is may direct impact sa overall aircraft performance. So, lastly, for the mission-based engine selection, ito lang naman. So, different missions, different propulsion system. So, kung ano yung application or specific mission, dun ka magbe-base kung anong engine na isasalat mo. So, for the commercial airliners, gumagamit sila ng mga turbofan engines for efficiency and low noise. And then, yung fighter aircraft naman natin is gumagamit sila ng mga turbojets or turbofan with afterburners for high performance. So, yung mga helicopters naman, they rely on turboshaft engines. And then, yung mga small aircraft, they typically use yung piston propeller systems. So, with this, makikita natin na um, yung propulsion system selection is always mission driven. So yan, tatandaan nyo lang yung mga trade-off sa mga engines, sa mga propulsion system or mga engines. So, yan, kasi lalabas yun sa exam. Kung, for example, ganito yung mission and then, so ano yung gagamitin nyo na propulsion system. So, yun lang naman. And for our activity, papost ko na lang. You have time pa. Papost ko na lang. So, differentiate nyo lang yung different classifications or yung mga iba-ibang propulsion system. So, may question na sa topic natin. So, medyo hindi na ako nagtawag kasi takot ako na baka hindi matapos. Medyo madami pa tayong discuss and discuss pa kayong nito. So, yun lang naman. May question ba kayo sa ating topic for today? React na lang kayo kung ayaw niyo magsalita. May question ba kayo? Okay, so, isa na lang ba yung hindi pa nakakapag-take dito ng midterms? Okay, sige. So, hanapin mo na lang ko. I mean, nag-email naman ako. Nag-reply naman ako. So, yun lang. If wala ng question, class dismiss. Magtatawag muna pala ako. Kung nandito pa kayo. Attendance muna tayo before we end the meeting. Wait lang. Ani, Kurt Christian, Kurt Tristan, I mean,
Present po, ma'am.
Atienza Arabella,
Present po.
Azogue,
Present po.
Bakuyag,
Present po.
Bernardo,
Present po.
Berong, Betis,
Present po.
Camacho, Cueto,
Present po.
Culyat,